The 2x4 drill is an individual hitting drill that focuses on making sure the player understands the importance of being on the balls of their feet. This is a drill that we do with just the 2x4, and they're actually in their running shoes. If they have a tendency to be on their toes too much, they'll fall forward. And if they open up or they don't put the weight on their toes, they'll actually fall back. So if they lean forward too much, you'll see them fall forward upon the stride. And on the flip side, if they have their weight back, they'll have a tendency to fall over on the back side. The next individual hitting drill is called toe touch, and what it does is it emphasizes a short, quick stride, but more importantly, making sure that the player lands on the inside ball of their foot, of their stride foot. So what we do is we just have a plastic cap with a nail through it, and we just go ahead and pound it in the ground. The batter sets up in their imaginary position, pretending that there's a plate there, and they work on a short, quick stride, and they have to go ahead and land their toe on that area that's marked with the plastic cap. Let's go ahead and take a look right now. And she can go ahead and take a stride and then check to see if she's landed correctly in that spot. If she overstrides, she can look down and see that she overshot the target. Or if she's not striding enough, she can see how far off she is. It's a good feedback tool when you're working individually at practice. The deflated volleyball drill is an individual hitting drill where the player puts the volleyball between the inner thigh, and this works on maintaining a balanced stride in your swing. If you have a tendency to overstride, the player gets immediate feedback and the ball drops. If you keep a short stride, remaining balanced in the stride phase of your swing, the volleyball stays in the area that it was placed. Immediate feedback for that player when they overstride. This is an individual hitting drill that encourages a balanced swing, and all we're going to do is work on the stride, and our players are going to work on maintaining their balance when they're in the stride phase. Notice that they have their forearm touching their hips, so if their hips come too far forward, the barrel will actually start to swing back and forth. Now they're going to show you when they lunge at the ball and they're not balanced in their swing. It's great feedback, individual hitting drill. This individual hitting drill is a tennis ball wrist snap drill, and it focuses on the last phase of the swing. We talk about how the shoulders unlock, then the elbows, and lastly the wrists upon contact. This drill right now focuses on the wrist position upon contact. We put the tennis ball in our hand, and all we work on is wrist snap into the sock net. Some players have a tendency to wrist snap too soon in the swing, and when they do that, they'll get immediate feedback that the ball will actually miss the sock net. But if you do it correctly, in this position, unlock the shoulder, the elbow, then the wrist, the ball should go straight into the sock net. If I do it too soon, the ball's going to have a tendency to go off the sock net. This is an individual hitting drill that works the stride swing phase. The batter is going to go ahead and stride and really use their back foot to pivot and snap their hips open. You'll notice if they snap their hips open and pivot correctly, they're going to shoot the ball back away from themselves. If they don't use their hips to snap open when they start their swing, you'll notice that the ball doesn't really move. In this drill, the player is working on keeping the front side down as they go into the stride phase of their swing. We've placed a piece of material under the front arm so she can have a focus on whether she's keeping that front side down. You can use a sock or scarf. Now notice when she flies open on the front side, the scarf drops down and she gets immediate feedback on her swing. Now we'll go ahead and do the drill where she actually is swinging, doing it correctly, keeping the front side down. The back net individual hitting drill forces the player to remain compact during the swing to eliminate casting out or dipping the barrel of the bat when they swing. You can use a net, a safety screen, or any net that you have available. And what the player does is they get up against the screen and they measure the distance of their foot length to the screen, and that's where they're going to place their back foot. They'll get immediate feedback if they have a tendency to cast out in their swing. If they stay short and compact, they won't hit the net. If they cast out, in other words, they're straightening their arms too soon, they'll get immediate feedback and the barrel of the bat will hit the net. This drill emphasizes, again, making sure that the elbows and the wrist don't unlock at the same time. When the player has a tendency to extend too soon, their swing is not compact. Right now the player is going to measure the distance from their barrel head to their belly button, and that's how far apart you're going to be from the screen. As you take your stride and swing compact, your barrel head does not hit the net. If you have a tendency to have your hands go out over the plate as opposed to forward, you have a long swing, you're barring out, casting, instead of staying short and compact. This drill involves actually a corner setup with two nets put together, or you can go to a corner area where there are two nets, and the player actually measures the club head to the belly button from the corner. They stand in their ready position, and this makes sure that you don't cast out in the back or across the plate when you swing. The hands come forward and the club head is a direct line to the strike zone. If you cast out in the back, you get immediate feedback, or if you cast out over the plate, you get immediate feedback. Once again, correctly. This is the freeze drill, which emphasizes to the batter to remain balanced throughout the swing. Many times hitters have too much weight forward over the plate or open up too soon on the front side and their weight goes away from the plate. If they remain balanced in the swing, they can freeze, hold their position throughout the follow-through. If they have their weight on the balls of their feet too much, they have a tendency to fall over the front of the plate and not remaining balanced. On the other hand, if they open up too soon, their weight goes on their heels, they either fall backwards or they fall away from the plate. This drill is the stride guide drill, and what it does is it enforces a strong back foot pivot. There's a piece of wood that actually pivots. And the front, it emphasizes a short, quick, closed lead foot stride. And the player will actually get on the piece of wood, measure her proper stride length, move the wooden bar to her stopping point, and then she'll actually get back on it and carry out an imaginary swing, maintaining balance, proper pivot, in a short, quick step. And you'll see it's got good feedback. If you overstride, you land right on top of that wood piece. The stride line drill encourages the player to stride towards the pitcher no matter where the pitch is. On this drill, they draw a line on the dirt and they work on striding towards the imaginary pitcher. You'll notice if the weight is back, they'll open up too much and they'll stride away from the pitch. On the other hand, they'll go ahead and stride across the plate, and that makes them vulnerable to the inside pitch. So work the drill straight towards the pitcher, short, quick stride towards the pitcher. In this drill, the batter works on remaining balanced in the swing. The batter's going to go ahead and take a dry land swing, balanced throughout the whole process, short, compact swing, and then she's going to go ahead and close her eyes and maintain her balance throughout the whole swing. This forces the body to be aware of what it's doing, even though you don't have the vision to keep your balance.